to Motivicity's Speed Ring 2019. This is our third year running this event here at M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan. This track is amazing for this style competition. It's actually day 2 of the competition. Yesterday we ran 2 qualifying heats, and based on that, we were able to set a couple run groups up. And right now, out on track is your fastest run group so far. Right there in that STI that's disappearing out of view, Richard Boak, down from Canada, followed by James Houghton as well. And then Andy Smedgard in that white Evo, and Eric Fleming at car number 33. That's that Corvette. You can see this overall shot right now of M1 Concourse. It's a 1.5 mile track, and it's very, very tight and technical. There's a couple straightaways, but for the most part, it does have a lot of tight corners. Richard Boak already on it as he is about to start his flyer. He ran a 1:03.259 yesterday, about a second off of his lap time that he ran last year, which was the overall fastest lap time, and I believe fastest lap time that's ever been run here at M1 Concourse. So this is qualifying round 3. All of these drivers trying to get good position for the bracket battles that will start tomorrow. So today we're running it time attack style, multiple cars on track, but tomorrow we will pit 2 cars against each other on track at the same time and crown a champion for each of the 4 different brackets. Go Richard Boak looking nice and smooth there as he enters the back section of the track. Like I said, this car has run the fastest lap time here at M1 Concourse ever. Last year it ran a 1:02.3, and man, that thing looks absolutely planted. Real hard on the braking zone there as he comes by the announcer booth. And in just a second we'll see what this first time lap is. There's Chris Boersma out there in the K-Tune Civic SI. Chris just coming down from Canada, not too far away. I think this is one of his closest competitions in the United States that he's been to. Wow, Richard Boak right there. 1:05.289 for Richard Boak's first flyer. James Houghton with a 1:07.113 out there in his Integra Type R. It's like Jason Harding out there in his C7 Corvette, giving Chris Boersma a point by saying, go ahead. Once again, these are the top qualifiers from yesterday's portion of the competition. All these drivers running sub 110 laps, so should be the fastest session that we're going to have this morning. Looks like that might be James Houghton there, pulled over out in the grass. Nice work, James, for getting off the track surface. But I do believe the yellow flag is likely flying, so we might not see any more faster laps until we can get that taken care of. Richard Boak drops another second down to 1:04.391. Still not as fast as his qualifying time from yesterday of a 1:03.259. Track conditions are looking quite good here at M1 Concourse. What I really love about this facility is that it does have some straightaways, but it also has some technical spots as well. So it actually helps kind of level out the playing field a little bit, they'll become especially important as we get down into some of the simpler classes like street and street mod. It doesn't really favor horsepower over handling, which is really nice. So for a competition like this, where cars are built multiple different ways, some cars favoring more horsepower for the straights, others being a little bit lighter, not having quite the horsepower, but doing a lot better in the corners, it really, really seems to level the playing field there. James Houghton still pulled off there. There's Eric Fleming there in his silver C6 Corvette. And Jason Harding there, that car looks absolutely beautiful, man. I'm a huge fan of those C7s. Can't wait to see the first C8 out on track, though. Seen pictures of them on the street, but haven't seen anything from lap times from C8 Corvettes yet. So until then, the C7 like that one there of Jason Harding, reigns supreme for track times in the Corvette world. Beautiful, beautiful drone work here from the Specialty Field Productions team. Yeah, Jason Harding's best so far, 121.557. A little bit off pace from where he was yesterday. Jason ran a 110.221, so might be taking just a little bit more time to get warmed up than some of these other competitors in this group. Yeah, Richard Boak's fastest of this session, still a 104.391. Andy Smedgard with a 105.985, so not too far behind Richard Boak. Those two cars are both in unlimited all-wheel drive. Jason Harding there as he goes down the back straight. You can see all of those nice garage condos as well. So there's many M1 Concourse members here that have those garage condos where they keep their toys here right outside of the Detroit, Michigan area. It's like Chris Boersma. There's Jason Harding once again, looking nice and composed. Down to a 114.289 now, still a couple seconds slower than he was running yesterday. It looks like Group B is getting ready to head out on track. Still your fastest of this group though, Richard Boak in the Can-Jam Subaru WRX STI, 104.391. Eric Fleming there with a 110.026 in that silver C6 Corvette. I think a little bit slower than he went yesterday. Eric had a 109.507 yesterday, so about a half second slower this morning compared to yesterday. There's Aaron Byram out there. Aaron's best so far this session, a 110.756. It's like yesterday he ran a 109.714, so again, just a little bit slower. All of these drivers probably taking it a little bit easy this first session this morning. The real competition is tomorrow for the bracket battles. So we'll build a bracket based on the cars and pit them one against each other. Still looking nice and composed. This lap might be a little bit quicker for Aaron. We'll see. Looks like the checkered flag is waving. There's Jason Harding in his C6 Corvette. 114.289 best of this session for Jason Harding. Group B is on deck. In just a moment, we will roll Group B out on track. If you are in Time Attack Group B, please make your way to the grid. Your session is about to begin. Your fastest of Group A, Richard Boak with a 104.391, followed by Andy Smedgard with a 105.985. James Houghton in third, 107.113. Eric Fleming with a 110.026. Aaron Byram with a 110.756. Chris Boersma with a 110.897. And Jason Harding with a 114.289. Looks like the safety truck is rolling out on track at the moment, and they will go pick up James Houghton, and then we will roll Time Attack Group B. What, slow 2 seconds? Ish? Half second to a second. You can see Time Attack Group B is lined up and ready to go out. As soon as we bring this car in, we will roll Time Attack Group B. If you're in Time Attack Group B and are not in grid, please make your way to the grid. This one looks like it'll be a relatively quick cleanup, hopefully. We'll just flat tow this car in and then roll Time Attack Group B. Looks like we've got a little bit larger Group B than Group A this morning. In just a moment, we will roll Group B out onto track. There we go, James Houghton is getting pulled in right now, so we're about a minute out from rolling Time Attack Group B. If you're not on grid and you're in Time Attack Group B, please make your way to the grid. Quick note to competitors, if you have not eaten breakfast yet, Frank's is here in the Volkswagen Transporter, the blue Volkswagen Transporter up by the screen. Head over there, they have hot dogs, Polish sausages, etc. So if you're hungry and need some food, head over and see Frank's. You can see on the screen, that is our newest Street Mod competitor. No, just kidding. That is not a Street Mod competitive car. It would be interesting to see it on track, though. All right. Time Attack Group B should be heading out on track here momentarily. All these drivers hoping to best their lap times from yesterday and improve their position in the bracket battles that will begin tomorrow. So as I said before, today we are running everything just normal Time Attack style, but all of these lap times that have been run from yesterday and today will help us build a bracket for competition tomorrow. Later on today, we also have the street sprints that will be going on. Make sure you check those out. It's a high-speed autocross here at M1 Concourse. Many competitors already signed up. It should be a very interesting competition. Suzuki Swift there of Andrew Stittle, probably one of the more unique competitors that we have here, at least for the U.S. I believe those cars were available up in Canada, where I believe Andrew Stittle is from. But in the States, don't believe we got that version. Sally McNulty behind Andrew. And Bob Meyer out there in his yellow C5 Corvette. Followed by Jeremy Boyson out there in that Cayman GT4. So Sean Kresbach there in that number 21 car. Sean, the runner-up from last year's competition, looking to be on the top podium step this weekend. Man, look how mean that Suzuki Swift looks. There's Alex Moss out there in his K-swapped S2000. Mike Puglisi out there in his Evo. It was all built at home. So for the most part, he built all of that and most of the aero by himself in his garage. So one of my favorite competitors here. Always has a good attitude. Just love seeing him at the track. All these drivers beginning their first flyer lap now. Sean Kresbach out front in his Evo, your top qualifier so far, four-time attack Group B. Followed by Alex Moss in that S2000. Doesn't look like Sean Kresbach ran a lap time yesterday though, so we'll see what sort of lap time he can put in. Time attack Group A is an indication the track is getting a little bit warmer. First laps were a little slow, but as the session went on, lap times kept falling. Alex Moss rocketing down the back straightaway there. Here we go, Sean Kresbach, nice, smooth, and composed as he comes through the sweeper here, right by the announcement booth. And into the final corner. David Calzada there in that K Miata. And Mike Puglisi there in his Evo. Alex Moss with a 110.540. 842. David Calzada 113.323. And Mike Puglisi with a 114.989. These cars not running too far apart in lap times. Though it does look like Alex Moss there in the S2000 getting a little sideways there. Alex giving David Calzada the point by. All these drivers working together to ensure that everybody gets as much clean track time as possible. So we'll see if Sean Kresbach can best his best of a 110.842. It's like last year, Sean Kresbach ran a 111.013. Tom McGorman had actually qualified first last year in Street Modified with a 1:10.832. So Sean Kresbach already running faster than the top qualifier for his class. We have a live timing up. Looks like Sean Kresbach dropping about another 0.4 of a second, down now to a 1:10.428. Time as well, 1:10.540. David Calzada down to a 1:11.762, down from a 1:13. Not far behind, Mike Puglisi with a 1:11.934. Andrew Still out there in that Swift with a 1:11.609. Looks like David Calzada is going to try and get a little bit more track time there. You can see Sean Kresbach already cooling down, happy with his 1:10.428. And Mike Puglisi trying to best his best of this session, 1:11.984. Already faster than he ran yesterday, so the track conditions do look like they are getting better. Most of these drivers going faster than they did yesterday. David Calzada out there with his Honda K24 powered NB Miata. Very, very cool swap. Nice way to make a decent amount of extra horsepower over a stock Miata without having to use forced induction. Let's see, does he best his 1:11.762? He does 1:11.593, and Mike Puglisi is dropping even more time, 1:11.001, down almost into the 110s now. Your fastest so far though, Sean Kresbach with a 1:10.428. I believe he was on his cooldown. Actually, Sean Kresbach's right behind me, so he has exited the track happy with that 1:10.428 that he had. David Calzada has been campaigning that K-Swap Miata for a number of years now, just pushing the development further and further. It's like Mike Puglisi is kind of catching up to him though. So Mike Puglisi running about a half second faster than David Calzada at the moment. But man, that little Miata gets through those corners really well. Not making nearly as much horsepower as that Evo, but you can see it can really hold the corners a lot better. Like I said earlier, M1 Concourse is a track that doesn't seem to favor one thing over the other, handling versus horsepower. And this is a perfect example right here. Two cars running very similar lap times, but making speed in very different ways. Dropping another couple tenths of a second down to a 1:11.125 now. His best yesterday, 1:11.857, so I'm sure he's happy with that lap time. Austin Hurdle there in his 370Z. Austin down to a 1:13.807 now. That is Bob Meyer out there in his C5 Z06 Corvette that looks mostly stock. Best lap time so far, a 1:14.552. And following him, I believe that is Sally McNulty. Sally down to a 1:13.982. A little bit down from her lap time yesterday of a 1:13.226. Bob looking nice and composed as he comes through there. There's Sally trying to chase that low 1:13 that she had. Must have been giving some people some point buys. That lap wasn't nearly as fast as before. So Sally, a driver in World Challenge competition. also has her personal car as well, the Subaru that she campaigns in time attack events all around the country. Now to a 1:12.802, so about a half second faster than she went yesterday. So that cooldown lap definitely paid off. With a World Challenge front bumper from one of the World Challenge 370Zs. I believe that's off the car that one of our buddies used to drive, Steve Doherty. There's Shailin Wu in his Mustang. So a very interesting car. It's not your typical power there. Oh, a little bit of sideways action there from Shailin Wu. Oh, real sideways action in Shailin. The grip sessions are later in the day. This is time attack, just in case you were not clear on that. So Shailin down to a 1:13.515 now. So it looks like he knows that sideways action wasn't the fastest way around the track. Shailin shutting it down, taking a cooldown lap now. Man, that Evo looks absolutely ridiculous. I believe that is James Houghton driving another car. So James will be driving double duty this weekend with both that Evo and his Integra. James down to a 1:07.678 in that Evo now. So your fastest so far this session, 1:07.678 by James Houghton. And second fastest, Sean Cresbach, car number 21, with a 1:10.428. He ran a couple laps and then exited the track. And then we have Alex Moss out there in that yellow S2000, his best of a 1:10.540. Mike Puglisi in fourth for Time Attack Group B, 1:10.775. And rounding out the top five, Andrew Stittle in his Suzuki Swift with a 1:11.051. It's like James Houghton going for another flyer now, trying to best that 1:07.678 that he ran. David Calzada out there just getting as much track time as he can. David down to a 1:11.082 now in that K24 powered Miata. And just behind him is James Houghton, looking like he's on a flyer. That Evo making a lot of power, a lot of downforce. It's probably going to be one of your fastest cars that you see here today. A new car for James. He's only been driving it for a couple weeks now. As I said, he will be doing double duty in that Evo and his Integra. It's like Time Attack Group C is on deck right now. Time Attack Group C drivers, if you are not on grid, please make your way to the grid. Yeah, that lap for James Houghton, only a 1:25.209. His best though, 1:07.678 in that Northern Speed Racing Evo. So all of these competitors will be exiting the track. And we will roll Time Attack Group C here in just a moment. It's a beautiful morning here at M1 Concourse. We've been graced with a little bit warmer weather this year than previous years. Remember 2 years ago, it was about 45 degrees at this point in the morning, and it made track conditions a little tough. But this year, the racing gods have looked down on us. We've got nice weather for today and tomorrow, and we should be rewarded with some very quick lap times. So it looks like a lot of these drivers in that last Time Attack Group B session went faster than they did yesterday. So that's a good sign for things to come here at M1 Concourse, Motivicity Speed Ring 2019. those of you that are watching at home or also watching here at the facility, the lap times are available on Race Hero. You can download the Race Hero app or go to racehero.io in your web browser and launch the web version and be able to pull up live timing to see what all of these drivers are running on track. Time Attack Group C is on deck now. Time Attack Group C drivers, if you are not on grid or heading out to track, you are missing your session. Time Attack Group C drivers, please make your way. Your session is beginning now. It's like Fiona Liu there in that blue S2000 with Pikachu on the side is leading off the field, followed by Ronnie Solomon out there in the RS Motors Evo. Right behind him would be Josh Halka and Chris Newman, and Andy Smetgard doing double duty as well, now driving his yellow S2000. Eric Dewey DeWitt out there in Boogeyman. Manga Molitar and Brian Blaine out there as well. James Houghton out there again driving another car, it looks like. And Darby Barber out there in as well. Will campaigning a little bit different car today than before out there in his RSX. I believe he's been racing that in the Grid Life Touring Cup Series. Might be a little outgunned in unlimited front-wheel drive, but still here competing nonetheless. Fiona Liu here, just about to start her first flyer. Can't miss that car, man. Very easy to spot. That blue with the yellow Pikachu is very easy to find in the paddock, no matter where you are. Joining me in the booth now, Jared Deanda. What's going on, Jared? So far we've seen Time Attack Group A went out, ran some fast lap times, but not quite as fast as they did yesterday. So I think the track was warming up a little bit. But Time Attack Group B saw a lot of drivers besting their best lap times so far for the weekend. So if that's any indication of the action to come, it's going to be a good day. So one of the big competitors that I'm looking forward to is Richard Vogt and the Can-Jam STI. Now Richard, the past 2 years, he's been in a good position to be able to be on the top step in the bracket battles, but unfortunately has had some issues both years. So hopefully this year, third time's the charm, and we'll see him on the top podium. He ran the fastest lap time so far of the weekend yesterday of a 1:03.259. That looks like Ronnie Solomon out there in that RS Motors Evo. So a little bit of an issue there in the back section of the track, but looks like he was able to keep it underway and hopefully be able to limp it into the pits without us having to shut the session down. Also has the ASM Motors Evo. Andy in that S2000 now down to a 1:14.435. There's Fiona Liu in that blue S2000 with the Pikachu on the side. So Yeah. Yep. So Eric Dewey DeWitt out there in the Subaru that we like to call Boogeyman. It doesn't look very good, but man, it is pretty quick. So you can see him there heading off. So right now, today is just basic time attack competition. But based on this, we're going to set the brackets for tomorrow's competition. And there's actually cash money on the line, as there has been in previous years. So all of these drivers hoping to be able to walk away with some sort of cash prize, which is actually very rare for a time attack competition. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, the car is obviously very well sorted, but, you know, the driver of that car the previous year, I believe, did very well as well. So, you know, right now it's anyone's ballgame. All the competitors at the top end of all the classes are all very close to each other. I've actually never run hot laps around it, but I have driven camera cars and stuff around it before. I really like this track because it doesn't seem to favor horsepower over handling. So there's many different ways to run a good lap time here, whether it be having a light car that, you know, handles really well, or a heavier car that just has a lot of horsepower and gets down the straights a little bit easier.
It definitely separates the men from the boys as far as you know, those two big stretches on the back end there. I mean, that's I call it the back end, but I guess it's the furthest point of the track. But yeah.
Yeah, here we have some nice drone footage. Time Attack Group D drivers, this is your call to grid. Time Attack Group D drivers, this is your call to grid. Your session will be beginning shortly. But so far in Time Attack Group C, there's Eric Dewey DeWitt out there on the screen in Boogeyman, running a 113.916.
You call Boogeyman just because it doesn't, it's not the prettiest vehicle, but
that's the name that he gave it.
Yeah.
I can't remember the reasoning why, but it definitely does look kind of scary, so
yeah.
it's pretty fitting. So yeah, Dewey's got a new motor in that thing, I believe, blowing it up at Road Atlanta just a couple weeks ago.
Oh man!
So him and the team from Six Star, you know, just slaving away at that thing, able to make it here for Speedring. And Dewey down now to a 112.581, so dropping a little bit more time.
Yeah, 112.581, nice, well done. Next up, Newman with that 113. James Houghton there, 114.2. Smedgard, I think he's definitely got some more in his vehicle. As you say, the track really coming to life here as the conditions, I mean, taking a look at the temperature and kind of the air temp and what's going on, it's going to get hotter throughout the day, so I think the track will heat up. Yeah, locally right now it's about 70. It's going to be about 86 midday, so it definitely should change.
Now, I know you've done a lot of events between the last speed ring and even the first speed ring, but I don't know if you remember how cold it was the first year.
It was.
Yeah, it was like 45 degrees out at this point in the day.
Yeah.
And the racing gods are looking down on us right now and blessing us with nice weather.
Yeah, it's ideal. I mean, the air temps last year, I think, created, you know, good running vehicles, but as far as the track and the surface, yeah, it's really good right now.
I think today we might get just the perfect combination. Hopefully it won't warm up too much to where the cars can still make some good horsepower, but the track surface temps won't be too cold. So I think we're going to get a nice round of weather here this weekend at M1 Concourse. Looks like Eric Dewey DeWitt down to a 111.497 now out there in Boogeyman, your fastest lap time of this session. Following him, Josh Halka with a 113.535. Lots of familiar names here from last year's speed ring. Chris Newman out there in that red car. Oh, looks like for some reason...
Oh man, that's Dewey, right?
We've got Eric Dewey DeWitt out there in Boogeyman. Looks like he's able to continue on though, so it doesn't look too bad. Didn't quite see what happened there, but we are black flagging the whole field now. So most of these competitors able to get 5 and 6 laps in, though. So that was almost a full session. I think we might just pull everyone in.
Yeah, it's
Getting reports now that Dewey may have damaged the car just a little bit. Yeah, you can see there on the screen. Looks like he may have blown a braking zone.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the car really wants to turn at the moment, is what it's looking like.
Yeah, he's having some major issues here.
So, but if I know Dewey, he's going to fix that thing and go out again. He's going to do everything he can. But right now, with a 111.497, pretty good position overall for Dewey heading into the bracket battles tomorrow. Yeah, so you can see on the screen there's Dewey with a little bit of damage there to the passenger side front. But the car is still driving, so that's good. It's not a motor issue, as it is sometimes with Boogeyman, so hopefully they'll be able to get that back together and figure out what the issue was and be able to go back out. Dewey absolutely flying this morning, 111.497, besting the rest of that group by about 2 seconds.
Anything kind of pop up in your head as far as this season of racing and you know, just overall the events at Speed Ring and Track Battle? Anything stand out in your mind as far as pretty exciting? I mean, you can't help but obviously acknowledge Will L. Young, most recently at Road America, just
had a little bit of an
walking
issue.
away from his car, fortunately.
Yeah.
But that was a vehicle that I think everybody, you know, and anything else in your mind kind of stand out?
I mean, right now the battle in a lot of the classes is pretty interesting. It's a real close battle, especially in track mod.
Yeah.
So track mod and street mod. Street mod's probably the biggest battle. A lot of drivers kind of swapping back and forth. And many of those competitors also here at Speed Ring as well. So obviously this is a separate event, so these points don't count. But the more seat time you can get, the better. Get to know your car better, dial it in. Every weekend is an opportunity.
Yeah. And as you said, you know, a lot of familiar names from, that's why I say, kind of just throughout the season, again, with Will L. Young, you know, crashing his car, totaling that thing. I think that's a good opportunity for him to build something, him and his, you know, his team and his crew for the next season, but yeah.
Yeah, so Will is actually out here this weekend. I saw him walking around earlier, and he's actually campaigning his RSX wheel-to-wheel race car this weekend. So a little outgunned in unlimited front-wheel drive because that thing doesn't make nearly the power.
No.
But I'm just glad to see him out there, and he seems to be in pretty good spirits.
Yeah. Well, again, a beautiful day out here at M1 Concourse. This is basically a country club of a track where all the condos and all the basically on-site garages are facilities that are privately owned, and again, we have to come in with timing loop because they don't have one installed all the time because they don't treat it as a race course necessarily, but meaning that they don't keep track of times outside of when we come.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of competitive events that happen here at M1 Concourse. This is probably one of the only ones. Other than that, it's mainly just used for for drivers that have a collection of cars to be able to kind of go out and get some steam off and go run some laps.
Speaking of steam, we got some smoke kicking off this Miata here.
Darby Barber looks like she might be smoking a little bit there in her turbo Miata.
Yeah, the MX-5 here is definitely up the game from last year.
Yeah, she has done a lot of work to that car, just constantly improving it, and spending as much time behind the wheel as she can.
That's good. The track is cold, as you saw. We had that full course black, cleared the course, and so as you saw, Eric Dewey DeWitt with that 111.4. So Josh and Tom, are they doing a double duty there?
Yeah, I think yesterday it was Josh Halka that was driving it. I don't know who was in the car that session, but down to a 113.535. Looks like yesterday they ran a 114.957, so about a second and a half faster today than yesterday. Chris Newman in his red E46, 113.874. James Houghton with a third car that he's driving, 114.209, in Andy Smedgaard with his yellow S2000 also doing double duty as well, with a 114.435 rounding out the
Yeah, beautiful day here. I'm Jared Deanda, Austin Cabot here, and man, what's going on, bro?
Man, it is Speedring once again.
Yeah.
This is year number 3 for Speedring. One of my favorite time attack competition events for the year. So we're here at M1 Concourse, and this track is just perfect for this type of competition.
Yeah, there's like a bee. I don't know. There's one just haunting me right now, but there's definitely a bee issue here.
He's heard all the buzz, man. He just wants to come hang out.
Jeez, dad jokes. Holy cow, I gotta go. You're not even a dad. That was a solid dad joke. Yeah, the yellow jackets are definitely all over. Every time you take a sip of that Mountain Dew, I'm kind of nervous.
He's gonna get one down the gullet.
Yeah, you're gonna chug a yellow jacket here. So looks like the course still looks like 5 minutes, and they'll be back out there. But yeah, 5-minute countdown. We got some different classes. Who do we have lined up here?
So that's Kendall Samuel out there in the Slumdog Millionaire Subaru.
Oh, that's great.
So although I saw Kendall Samuel trying to sell a spot for this event on Facebook this week, so I'm actually kind of surprised to see him, but I'm glad he's here.
There you go.
Yeah, we are in the heart of Pontiac, Michigan right now.
Yep.
All the downtown buildings are probably about a quarter to a half mile away. So very unique to have this sort of facility right here, this close to civilization. Normally we're used to tracks being out in the middle of nowhere.
For sure.
Just received word from Motorsport Director Adam Jabay that Kendall Samuel's car is actually rented this weekend. So Kendall is not here, but his car is. See, this is what happens. I'm sure you're kind of in the same boat doing all the drift events and everything. You see a car, you know who normally drives it, and then they throw you a curveball.
No, most definitely. And again, calling all the action here, you and myself, but throughout the season, all the road racing was called by a different team, so it's cool to kind of be back out here. And there will be some drifting later on today with a couple local drivers, Shane Wally or Whaley, but you call him Wally. He used to have a GTO that had a Wally sticker on the side of it, but also joined by Chris Forsberg. He's campaigning his vehicle out here, and it's the drift taxi. Speaking of drift taxis, oh man, that Forester. Did you see that thing?
Yeah, the yellow Forester.
Holy cow, that thing's sick.
Yeah,
it's a hot rod too.
Those things are sweet, man. I kind of want one as like daily driver duty.
Yeah.
Maybe not yellow though.
No. Pull me over, yellow. All right, so track should be prepped here in just a little bit longer, but yeah, drifting later on today, but on course right now. Taking a look at the schedule and what we have today. Time attack qualifying, then we'll go to street sprints from 11 to 12, and then drifting at 1:20. Back to street sprints, drifting, time attack qualifying, and drifting again. So that's just today. And we'll shut things down locally just about 5:30 or 5:45. So gates close here at 6 o'clock. But
I'm really looking forward to the drifting. I've never announced drifting before. I've been around it a lot at a lot of the Grid Life events, but I think I'm going to join you in the booth a little bit.
Yeah, man, just come chat. And again, this isn't a competition. This isn't Formula Drift. This isn't a competition. It's just all about having fun. So getting Forsberg out here, and I know his partners, Magnaflow Exhaust and BC Racing. They're excited that he's out here so he can showcase what he does, and that's an M56. So, previously it's what was the stock engine, the 35 or the 45? Well, they put the V8 in there, so it's a V8 M, so hence the 5.6.
Have you talked to any of the drift drivers about this track yet?
Yeah, there used to be an event here that was actually called MDU, Midwest Drift Union. So, and they use primarily this kind of portion of it, this carousel, because you could double back and get right here. But, it's got that straightaway so you can cool down to the back end. Nobody's really monging that. Nobody's getting loose out there. But, yeah, it's fun. It's good. How long is this course? It's
a mile and a half.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Mile and a half, so. Oh, it looks like Fiona Liu is actually out there in the Slumdog. Oh, sorry, no. looks like that car might not actually have a transponder on it yet. So Fiona Liu's out there in her S2000 again, followed by Joe Melke. Oh, there we go. Looks like they just added him in the system. Driving that Subaru is Jonathan Finstrom. So Joe Melke, a familiar name from last year as well, driving that 555 Subaru. Darby Barber here for the third year. Jason Owens making the trek up from the Atlanta area. Johnny Rose, Cesar Vega, and Chris Kennelly as well. So this is Time Attack Group D out on track right now. It's like our largest Time Attack group, but I think the closest grouping of lap times. So should be an interesting session. Some of these drivers getting here for the first time today, not having driven on this track at this event just yet. So there's Darby Barber in her Turbo Miata. Yesterday's best for Darby, a 1:15.445, trying to best that this session. It's like the leaders of the group catching some of the back markers might make this first flyer a little bit slower than what they could be able to run. All right, a lot of these drivers now on their flyer lap. Jonathan Finstrom out there. Let's see, in that Miata, that's Grant Walker. Grant Walker also competing here last year, I believe, in that same Miata. Joe Melke, fastest so far, 1:16.006. Looks like Fiona Liu and Jonathan Finstrom did catch a little bit of lap traffic there, running a little bit lower lap times. Chris Kennelly with a 1:17.530 and Jason Owens with a 1:18.615. Looks like clean track right now in front of Jonathan Finstrom and Fiona Liu. They'll be able to get a flyer in. Expect to see them at the top of the leaderboard here for Time Attack Group D. Man, that Slumdog Millionaire car looks absolutely ridiculous. The aero on that thing is just crazy now as they've continued to develop it over the past couple years. Grant Walker, though, in the Mechanical Advantage Miata down to a 1:14.046 now. That car and that Slumdog Millionaire Subaru are sister cars running on the same Mechanical Advantage Racing team. Again, all of these drivers trying to get a good seat in the bracket.
Yeah.
For the bracket battles tomorrow. Darby Barber running her best so far, 1:16.530.
That Datsun is rowdy, man.
There's Joe Melke in that white Subaru, running the second fastest lap time of this session, 1:16.006. And right now we're looking at Taylor Steck out there in a mostly stock 350Z. So we go from super wild, crazy Time Attack cars to what looks like it might be a daily driver.
And that's, and as you say, the brackets, that's kind of what we're looking at for tomorrow.
Yeah, so that's kind of the crown jewel here of this event is the bracket battles, one of the more unique time attack competitions in the country, where we end up pitting one car against another. There's that LS swapped first gen RX-7. That thing sounds rowdy.
When it left, it was like that Datsun, and then I'm like, no, that's an RX-7. Darn it. Yeah, that thing is. I don't want to say. I don't use the word obnoxious for lack of a better term, but it is loud for sure.
Now, if I remember correctly, you used to be in the Honda game, weren't you?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I used to have an EK. I used to have an EK back in the day, but not road racing, import drag racing back in the day. That was kind of where I cut my teeth. But yeah, I was a Honda dude.
Were you legit on the Naira circuit, bro?
No, bro. I was not. No nitrous, you know. And a B18. So now, to answer that question, I don't know if you've seen this vehicle out here, Cesso Begay down here. He's not running the fastest times, but street all-wheel drive is Mitsubishi Evo built in conjunction with Motovicity, and that vehicle, I believe, is being given out by Motovicity.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So it's all bolt-on parts, but Cesso and the team at Super Street, they built that thing in conjunction with Motovicity. So yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking that thing home.
Right, yeah, I mean, the Evo's classic, right? Now it's becoming a classic.
It's like Fiona Liu now in that Pikachu S2000 115.379. Your fastest so far, though, Grant Walker out there in the Mechanical Advantage Miata running a 112.288. So that's about 3 seconds faster than the rest of the field. So we'll definitely see him in a probably Time Attack Group C.
Again, hence that unlimited class, you know, like you said, that's the variety of unlimited to street. So something from a barely stock, you know, 350Z to a full-on, you know, wide body, arched out Miata.
Now, if you had to pick a car to do double duty with, not daily driving, but time attack and drifting, so you had to have one chassis, set it up to do both disciplines.
Yeah, good question.
What do you think you'd pick?
Ah, man, I would probably just go with like a V8 Miata. That'd be fun. You know what I mean? Just because it'd be loud and it'd be nimble. If you set it up properly, I think you could have a good little Leatherman and have all the tools for you.
Which I think our boy Danny George did that.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah, for sure. You know, and yeah, he did. I mean, shoot, he changed it up to try to do a hill climb. See, look, you got a little yellow jacket here.
Oh,
just liking the do.
Almost going in there.
Wants to get extreme, bro. Let's get extreme on the do.
There we go. We'll cap that Mountain Dew off. Don't need to
this
get
show
stung
not brought to you by
throat.
Mountain Dew, just to clarify here. Just Austin and his Mountain Dew.
Come at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah, right.
All right, Fiona Liu now stepping up to the second fastest lap time, 1:14.751, and one of our other female competitors, Darby Barber, with a 1:15.643. What I do love lately about Time Attack is that I've been seeing more and more female drivers entering competition and actually being very competitive.
Yep. Grant Walker, if you can, point out the vehicle, what it looks like exactly for those that are watching at home.
Yes, actually, if you guys see a matte black Miata with a big wing, that's Grant Walker. I don't know if he's still on track right now. He's only run 4 laps. And everybody else is on lap 5 and 6. Oh, there he is. There he is, right there.
Nice.
So
clipping a 112. Best lap so far, 112.288. And just super fast.
Yeah, he's cooking out there, man. So there's Taylor Steck there in his 350Z crossing the screen. And is Wooly driving the Civic today?
I don't know if it's Wooly today, actually.
Okay. Is that
Hunter?
Okay. What car number is that Civic?
Right there, 107.
107?
Car number 107.
You know, they may have not grabbed a transponder.
Yeah, I don't think they grabbed the transponder.
So Civic Type R, though, a very, very capable vehicle. I've been very surprised at some of the lap times that we've seen throughout the last season and a half. Just receiving word that Jason Owens is actually driving that Civic Type R. So Jason down to a 118.615 now.
Yeah, Jason Owens here at United Speed Racing. So that's a shop out there in Georgia. So they're part of the S3 team, S3 Magazine. I saw they posted up their last full day with a S3 Magazine Motovicity Type R. So they're out there having fun.
Yeah, I think they built that thing in the spring, I believe.
Yeah.
To be able to go out and do another Motovicity event out on the West Coast. So they built it in like 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
And then I believe took it to the half-mile event that Motovicity put on out in California. Not the best half-mile car, but I'm sure it was pretty comfortable for the road trip out there.
Again, the Honda loyalists, they're backing it. Whatever, man. When the VTEC kicks in. Kind of times the 62. Brian Blaine right now, that RX-7 as you talked about, the 116, currently sitting in 5th.
Yeah, they've developed that car over the past couple years, and man, it's got some wide tires on it now. It seems like it's running really well. I know at some previous events it didn't sound like it was running the strongest, but it seems like it's running pretty smoothly now.
Kind of blowing up the internet yesterday. We had a little incident with a Toyota Supra into the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jackie Ding had a little off right here in front of the announcer booth, actually.
Yeah. Definitely unfortunate, but you know, obviously Jackie getting support of his friends and online, so I guess he's going wide body. I have to assume we're going to go wide body with that thing now, right?
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Would not be surprised.
All right, so some of this group coming in here. So the format through the weekend here, qualifying, what are they qualifying for exactly?
So they're qualifying for the bracket battles. So based on class and their lap times, we'll build a grid, essentially of a legitimate bracket battle all the way down so that we can crown a champion of the bracket battles tomorrow.
Yeah, so head-to-head battle, but again, it was kind of interesting how it unfolded. Excuse me, how it unfolded last year and obviously the year before, but how they go against each other. One car leads, one car chases. They go through the course and kind of close that gap, and then overall time. But it's just those two vehicles on the track at that time.
So bracket battles are interesting because you have to be able to put the lap time down. You know, unlike regular time attack where it's just any lap throughout the day that counts. Bracket battles, you have to be on point and run that lap time right then. You make a mistake, it's likely going to cost you.
Yeah. So not only are you battling the track and your own mind, but you're also battling one other racer that's, again, just those two racers on track at that time. So we'll forge it. How many classes exactly?
There'll be 4 classes. So we'll have street mod, track mod, and then unlimited as well. So last year we only did 3 classes. This year, opening up the competition to be a little more diverse and having 4 classes. So it should be a very interesting weekend here at M1 Concourse. In the previous years, I believe there's been upsets in almost every single one of those classes, to where the top-seeded qualifier has not won. The 55 of Matt Christie there.
Thank you, yeah.
I believe that is a GT350. So a little bit of a ringer car there. You could probably bring one out mostly. Yeah, you could probably bring it out mostly stock and be pretty dang competitive in the class.
Yeah. No, great car.
Looks like Time Attack Group D is going to be coming to a close here shortly. Your top lap time, car number 460, the Mechanical Advantage Miata of Grant Walker with a 112.288, and right behind them, the other team car from that team, Slumdog Millionaire, Jonathan Finstrom with a 114.002, Fiona Liu with a 114.077, Brian Blaine out there in that LS swapped first gen RX-7, 115.498, and rounding out the top 5, Darby Barber in her Turbo Miata with a 115.643. There's Joe Melke coming in to view there, staying out the whole session. He was the first car off and getting as much lap time in as he can. 116.006 best for Joe Melke.
I believe is this going to be our last session here?
I believe
last qualifying?
so. I don't see any more more cars gridded. So we might end up opening the track up and having a few more drivers out there. We do have until 10:40 allotted currently for time attack. So we'll see. I do see, nope, they're just in transit somewhere. So we'll,
Yeah, I believe that will be a wrap here for qualifying and Group D.
and the street sprints will be starting shortly. We won't be live streaming those, but we do have about 70 competitors. So that'll be a high-speed autocross setup here on the M1 Concourse circuit. So a good way to kind of dip your feet into competition without having to go all out and feel the full time attack part.
On the public schedule, it says 1:20 for drifting, and then on the live stream, it says 1 o'clock. So maybe split the difference, 1:10.
Somewhere in there.
Again, it's just it's a casual event out here, but money is on the line actually for these guys. Like you said, it's a really fun format. It gets really exciting. You know, we have the LED screen, and just over the years, this has been a really fun event. And cash on the line, courtesy of Motivicity and all their sponsors and all the displays out here. So it is a free event. If you live locally, come on down either today or tomorrow. So it's free, 90 free. Just get down here and got some beers for sale. We'll be cranking some beers later and having a good time.
I'm looking for those White Claws, man.
Dude, there are laws, contrary to popular belief, when you're on claws, especially if you go over 6. You gotta abide.
Those things are dangerous. Like, you can just sit and drink them and not realize how much you're actually drinking.
Yeah, I love all the different manufacturers debuting, or not debuting, but campaigning, a vehicle. You know, seeing the Hawk Performance Miata come over here, and we're talking about the Motivicity distribution, Skunk 2, Evo, and all these different vehicles being campaigned, courtesy of the different manufacturers and suppliers out here that Motivicity distributes.
We do have a full vendor row here, so if you're here spectating, make sure you make your way down and check out the various vendors, talk to them about their products, and if you have any questions for them, now is the time. All right, so your fastest overall lap time that's been run here this weekend, Richard Boak in the CanJam Subaru WRX STI with a 103.259. About a second slower than he went last year, though. So throughout the course of the competition this week, hoping to see if he can get down into the maybe into the 101 range. So we'll see. That still is, I believe, the fastest lap time that's ever been run here, though.
Yeah,
it was 102.3 from last year. So, but if you remember, Jared, the past 2 years, Richard Boak in the CanJam Subaru WRX STI could have taken everything home, but unfortunately had issues in the brackets both years. So hopefully third year's the charm.
That's what you're talking about, the upset, right?
Yep.
Yeah, not seeing any other vehicles lined up here. Checkered flag is out. There's that Slumdog Millionaire vehicle that has become very popular with the series, and of course, just been seeing it over the years. And this year, it has a hired gun behind the wheel, or just rented out, I should say.
All right, looks like there's only 2 cars out on track right now. Looks like Jonathan Finstrom and Fiona Liu out there just trying to get as much seat time as they can. It might pay off later in the weekend.
Yeah.
Now, this track seems to be pretty technical, so it really does behoove you as a driver to spend as much time as you can out there learning all the little small intricacies that the track has.
It's just being a mile and a half too. You know, every corner counts, and those straightaways, like you said, it gets technical. Oh, Mountain Dew down, but as just wrapping things up here. Yeah, so Austin, we are finding out that we will be back here at 3:30 for our speed ring action continuing. And Austin, you and I, we're just going to be chilling, but we'll talk about some drifting here for our local fans. But again, street sprints 11 to noon, drifting at 1:20, more street sprints, drifting at 3:20. That's when we'll be back in the mix. But again, you and I will be wrapping out.
You got to teach me about drifting, man.
Oh, you know what's up, dude. I bet you get out there and whip a car around and actually drift.
Maybe not at the speeds those guys are doing, but
I mean, you could do it though.
maybe when it starts raining, we'll do it then.
Exactly. All right. So thank you, Austin. Any closing words here?
No, just really looking forward to this weekend, and
Yeah, man.
it's gonna be a real fun one.
Yep. All right. So beautiful day here at M1 Concourse, Pontiac, Michigan, playing host to Speed Ring, presented by Moto Vista. We'll be back live at 3:30 local time.